Alright, so I got our rod back from the machine shop and they did an amazing job. So shout out to LTG Machining here in Bedford, Indiana. Milled this side down. So this side will now slip into our existing 1960 steering column. And then this end from the 97 Dodge will go down here. But we'll have to cut this shaft off about in this area, and this will slip on here. So I guess let's go ahead and get this in there. I think what I'm gonna do is before we put this together, I think I'm gonna notch this just a little bit so we can weld around this, but it'll have like a little slug down in this area, and then we'll drill a hole through this. So let's go ahead and modify this end, get our shaft cut off, and modify this end right here. Well, all right, that's what it looks like together. If you guys noticed, I went ahead and beveled this rod a little bit because it is beveled in this tube. So with that, it just lets it go in there a little bit further. What I'm gonna do now is space this rod out just a tad bit, something like that, so we can get a good weld around there, and then we can plug weld it here and also here. And I put that little notch in there just for a little security to get a little bit of weld in there, and that should be a really nice setup. So that's what I got. If you guys did notice, that rod goes in there quite a bit. It wouldn't have to be that far, but Lane went ahead and made it that long, so it ain't gonna hurt to be that far in there. So I'm just gonna leave it, space it out, and let's weld it. Help if you ground it. There it is. My steering column is in it. I got it hooked to the gearbox. It's all tight. It all works, but there is a problem.
It's me.
No. After I said that, I'm like, kind of made it sound like Hannah's the problem, but that's not the problem. You want to show them what we ran into?
Steering wheel kind of floats. So Corey did find a bracket. I'll let him show you what his plans are with that.
Yeah, so I found this little tab, and it already has that radius in it. So I got thinking I could put this here and then weld it to the top of the steering column, and we can run a bolt through this, and that'll hold the steering wheel tight. The only problem with all this is I know this truck would have had like a rubber boot or something to hide this hole, so we'll have to recreate that. But this way we can fasten the steering column tight, because otherwise whenever we turn this truck, you can see that's going to be a problem. So that tab is going to be the solution to that.
Also, the next thing we need to address is, you know, park will be up here. Drive, I mean, this thing goes way down there. So we need to figure out how far park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then, you know, the gears. So I really think this will be as low as it's gonna go right here.
Yeah, so that's gonna be kind of a trial and error. And this part here is off of the 97 shifting mechanism. This would have been on the bottom side of the column. If you guys are a little lost, you guys can go back to our last video and kind of check out where we're at for today. But so this is where we're at. So there's the steering column. I went ahead and cut these off. This was for the 3 on the tree stuff, but as you can tell, this is way too far down. what I was got thinking is I'm gonna leave this as an idler. So go ahead and move your column shifter, Hannah. Okay. Keep going all the way, just move it back and forth. So you can see the whole rod is moving. So what I'm thinking, we could weld this tab up here like this, and then this bracket that goes to the shifter linkage will go in this area. We'll have to modify it a little bit. So let's get our grinder, grind that down, and try to put this tab on it. Here's our little doodad. Put him in there, something like that. Well, there we go. Really? Broke off already. Broke my tab off already. Is there bolts? I had a bag of bolts. Oh yeah. Okay, well we're off to a great start. That's hot.
What were you picking up?
That bracket.
Oh, okay.
I tack welded it, but obviously my tack welds failed tremendously. And I cleaned that bracket up. Bad thing is I picked it up and put it in the seat, so we'll be back. So we'll put that there. Okay. So now, as long as our joints ain't in a bind up there, everything should be good. I was like, yep, definitely in a bind. Well, it's this thing. I'm like, it won't turn. Well, duh. Okay. I think everything looks good. We might tack weld this and let's lift up the front of the truck to make sure it turns left to right without getting in a bind before we get too crazy. That was a lot better of a weld. Okay.
Feel like it?
So now we can undo this. We can tighten that nut up, bolt up, lift the truck up and see if it'll work without getting in a bind. Got power steering fluid flying everywhere. I mean, it's going. Would you mind turning this and I'll
I don't
check
mind.
it out? You look burnt.
I'm not. Really tan.
Yeah.
Your next trip.
I see my little friend in there. All right, go ahead, babe.
Right or left?
Whichever. All the way full right. Okay. Oh, we're spewing fluid. All right, all the way the other way. It looks great. All right, so go ahead back straight.
Tell me where that is.
Keep going. Right in there. Perfect.
Well, then we're going to have to line this steering wheel.
We can do that.
And does anybody know what this is? Is this a rocket? What in the world is that? It could either be...
I think it's a Indian with a crazy
Indian?
hair.
It looks more like a Viking, like a warrior. But I thought it was a rocket. If you turn it the other way, it looks like a rocket.
It's probably the same one Katy Perry just went on. All right. Well, that works. We got to take this back out and weld it up. But for now, we're going to go ahead and weld up our linkage before we do that. But that seems to work. We'll have to make a plate and boot this up and whatever. But it's closer than it was 5 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
There, got it. That thing be about inside the cab. You see it? The bracket's inside the cab.
Oh, yeah.
That might work. I guess I could come in there and weld it.
So you're welding it in here now.
Yeah, as long as this column's all the way up.
And it should be. I'm holding it just to make sure.
Shoo. I don't know if this will work. There's only one way to find out though. Thing is, I'm afraid I didn't tack it very good, so I'm afraid it's just going to break, but I don't want to tack it, like weld it really good, because if it don't work, then I got to move it. So, well, we need to fix this. Oh, I'm nervous. You ready? Oh, it's working. And then it crashed into itself. See, it did.
What do you mean?
My bracket is hitting the steering column.
Oh.
But it is working.
Yeah.
But I could tell you if that's first gear, then it's good enough. So I guess only one way to find out. I guess I'll crawl under. If it's in first gear, it'll work. If it's not in first gear,
how will you know?
I marked it on the transmission.
Oh, okay.
If it's not, it ain't no big deal. We just have to shorten the rod. But, I mean, that's park. That's something. It works.
You want this to go under there, or?
Yes, let me
Have you show them?
show them,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. Here we go.
When you're ready.
Yeah, let her go, I guess. That's all the way hitting the column?
Yep.
Okay, well, I still can't see because I can't get my fat head in here. Hold on. They could probably see because I can get the phone up there. But I can't see. Well, how am I going to do that?
Well, check on your phone.
Might be able to come back here and look this way. Well, I can't see it either. I would say it needs throwed more, but I don't know that either. Hold on. Let me see if I had a line right here. What I got now is I went back up there and I took the shifter linkage back off and I threw the truck in first. So this is first gear, and then if this is all the way back, it's park. So I'm gonna hook the linkage back up now, throw the transmission in park, weld the bracket to the steering column mechanism, and then if it gets to this line, to this area, we'll know we got the full motion of the column. So now, this has to go down like that. Okay, so Hannah, you'll put your steering column like it's in park. In there. So yeah, shove that column all the way up.
Here.
Okay, so that's good there. And now we'll tack that back. And if it swings it, we're good. If it don't swing it, then back to the drawing board. Okay, well, that might be good enough. Look like Ray Charles welded that. We'll have to clean all this up. But
Well, the good news is we can't see it from over here.
that's good. What, you know, like when a bird poops, that's what that weld looks like. We'll clean it all up here in a bit. We'll get the column. Once we get all this established, we'll take the column out, grind everything down, weld it up nice. Let's see it. Oh yeah. It's right there at it. That's first gear.
So then, second, third, drive, that's right where we want it to be.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Go on the park.
Neutral, reverse, park.
Yep, I heard it. Okay, now sling it back into first.
Wait, first?
First gear all the way down. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's
Can you see your line down there? That is first gear.
definitely first gear because it's past the line. Exactly.
So this will be second, third, drive. And then neutral, I think. This thing's throwing me off. Reverse, park.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, something else that's throwing us off is this thing's.
That's what I'm saying. Is this thing's throwing me off.
Yes, exactly. So if you can see, it has a nut in it. It's kind of all wore out. So I think what we're going to do is throw a tack weld and just weld this solid, because this needs to move if it was a 3 on the tree still. But being the truck's not a 3 on the tree, we can just weld that solid. So we did it. My idea worked. We saved 500 bucks.
Yeah.
I spent that on my AirDog. Go ahead and let's see what it looks like right here, just so they can get the full effect. Yeah. Shave this side of this bracket. We could shave it so it ain't hitting the steering column, but I mean, realistically, I'm not going to be in first gear driving this thing around, and it will hit first gear. So just show them again, just because I'm proud of it. Oh yeah, be rough on her. It's working. Keep going.
Okay, I'm in park. The Fast and Furious.
I'm gonna say be rough as you want, as long as my welds hold up right now, but it's all working. All right, well, I'm pretty good with that. I guess we're gonna pull this column out and weld it up. Do you want to pull it, or do you want Bean to pull it?
Bean don't want to do anything.
Time for disassemble.
It's turbo time.
The only thing that's gonna make it a little bit harder with this being all the way up here, trying to make a rubber boot, but we could put the rubber boot on the other side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We could do that.
Are these your Amish tools?
Well, yeah, I can't quite. Hold on.
You have a ratchet wrench?
Earlier, we've been traveling. I took my tools with me, and my battery was dead. Well,
Didn't realize you're
hold
going here.
on. I need to unhook the linkage, or it ain't going nowhere. Me and you're both about the same, recording, not even recording what we're recording.
You were just down there, and then you moved up there.
I was recording. I wasn't even showing them.
You're a squirrel. It's hard to record a squirrel. You don't know their next move. You unhook the linkage.
No. Well, yeah, I did, but I didn't unhook the steering column.
Golly.
Turn the steering wheel to the left.
Got it.
Let's see. Okay.
She is outie.
As long as nothing breaks apart.
It's looking good so far. What's holding back now? Okay.
Cool. We'll weld it up. Should be good. On to the next project here in a bit.
How do you feel about that?
It's gonna work. So I was thinking, this is what it's hitting. The guy could just take the grinder and shave that off a little bit, and it would go a little bit more in the first. I mean, it is in first, but you could. I'm happy with it. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but we did it again. I don't see nothing wrong with any of this. It works. I mean, perfect. We don't have to worry about a shifter here like we were gonna do originally. And if you guys look down here, so that is park. there's first gear, and I got a little bit more clearance in there. It's not hitting the steering column.
Did you shave that?
I did shave it, so you guys can see it's not hitting. That's all the way down in first gear, and that is park.
Good job.
There you go. You can take a 3-speed on the tree column and pull a Dodge transmission, I guess. So pull the linkage. So that is that on that. We just got back from Sneedville, Tennessee, and we're gonna have that video out Sunday. Just a short car show video if you guys want to check it out Sunday. So
well, this will be.
This is Wednesday, and then the
that's right.
video,
Okay.
yeah. And the Grumman is still on the trailer, so we're gonna go unload it. Jaybird is doing a fundraiser at the local Mexican restaurant, and we haven't drove the Grumman much. So we're gonna unload the Grumman, drive it to town, and then we'll get back on Wild Bill in the morning. We did get the AirDog, so I'd like to get the AirDog on it. We can get it hung up and just see where we get on it. I don't wanna make no promises.
So we just got the Grumman unloaded, and one of the things we unloaded, we didn't get to show you at Rod Run. The Hills from Georgia, we met them at the Rod Run, and they are absolutely the nicest people.
We become really good friends, and they're like, hey, we have something you need.
Yeah, and they are right. They definitely knew where it should go, and I'm excited to show you guys.
This is for the baby.
Yeah. Look how cute. It is adorable. So, twin bed. Obviously, it's going to be way down the road, but maybe not. We do have...
If I keep it up, I'll be sleeping there.
Yeah, I'm going to put you in a twin bed. We do have a lot of the nursery kind of done. I can't wait to show you guys that. We'll have to see if that can go in there early.
Yeah, so you got the headboard, the toe board, and a little spot for his TV. Which poor little guy's probably not gonna have a TV. Probably
it'll be a bookshelf.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, I mean, it's the perfect color and it's handmade. Someone made it. This is fiberglass.
Yeah.
It's not like our headboard, an actual truck. Someone handmade that, and I think it is perfect. And we are so thankful to have such good friends, and you know, people who think that looks like they need that.
Yeah. So we appreciate it, you guys. We got it during the Rod Run. We just haven't been able to show you guys because it's been in the Grumman, and the Grumman has been in Tennessee for 2 to 3 weeks. So we just now got it all home. I guess let's go see Jaybird.
Okay.
Alright, so it is the next morning, and working on the truck. So I came out here trying to find stuff I could do. I have the AirDog, but I'm going to put the brake booster on it real quick. But I needed this piece. This piece goes right here. I'll show you. So bought all this new, and if you put that on there, this thing's going to set sideways. I think
we showed you like maybe 4 videos ago. Who knows?
So went to the junkyard, got this bracket. That'll go there, and then this will slip on that. But I asked how much I owed the junkyard. I went to Jones's this morning to get this, and they said, Mike said, if I gave him a shout out that he was the most handsome man in the world, I could have this piece for free. And if I post a picture of him on YouTube. So Mike is the most handsome man in the world, and here is Mike. There you go. My debt is paid, Mike. Thanks for the free part. And I don't know what that's going to benefit you, but it's out there. All right, so there's that. Whatever. All right, we ain't going to get into that today because that don't really matter. But what does matter is the AirDog that we're going to be putting on this and trying to figure out a fuel tank. I got some ideas.
Where are you looking?
I don't know. Just
Okay. I just didn't know if there was something I needed to be
I was just
scared of behind me.
Yeah, I got a surprise. I got micro wrestlers getting ready to come out.
Oh, man.
So, we're getting there. Making a little progress today. Your seal is broken.
Can't see past your hair, yarn.
All right, we're running the AirDog on Wild Bill. In case Wild Bill ever gets like a built motor or we decide to get real wild. This thing will support all that. Oh, he sent me one with the regulator. CJ really went all out on this one. Got me a straw. It's gonna come in handy. So we run AirDog on everything. If you're doing a diesel swap, you don't have to run an AirDog, but you're a loser if you don't.
Oh,
no, okay. Anyways, on a 12 valve, you got a lift pump on the side of the block. It's got a little flapper dude in there. Basically, you delete it all off the side of the block. This is gonna go straight from the fuel tank straight to the injection pump. Separates water, separates air. All around good system. We've been running it for, we've been with AirDog for the beginning. This is it. It's actually the same one CJ sent us for the mousetrap. This one has a regulator on it so you can regulate what pressure you need and stuff. So this one's gonna be the AirDog 2 5G. So this is like
The Holy Grail.
This is a call me daddy.
Oh.
Honk for daddy. So here's all of our hardware we're gonna need. That's for fuel return, frame bracket. This is the bracket I'm after right here. We're gonna put this together. You ain't gonna really miss much. That goes on there like that.
You mount it where you
mount
want.
it to the frame, but we'll be back here in a bit when we mount it to the frame. It's gonna take a little bit to slide this together, so we'll be back. Ready, Miss Wheat?
Yes.
I'll use your helping hand.
Okay. We got 2 of them.
4 of them.
Well, that ain't gonna help yet.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got together, we got a game plan. We had a few options to put the AirDog, but what we've come up with is on the inside of the frame. It'll be tucked up under the bed. It'll look so nice and pretty over there. I guess we'll take you along with that. It's been pouring down rain. You wouldn't even have been able to hear us. So we could barely talk to each other. There ain't no way we could have talked to you guys. So we'll take you along with mounting it now that the rain has died down. Do you want me to take any parts with me?
Sure. I will hand you this. You don't have to take all that. I can help a little bit.
You take what's left. We can probably set up over here today.
Probably. There's quite a bit of room in there. If you're wondering, why are you mounting it on the inside of the frame? Well, if you read this, I don't know if you can. Hold on to that, babe. It says engine right there. So that way is towards the engine. So it makes sense to me if I put it this way. And if I put it on the outside of the frame with this bracket here, it starts arching up the frame. So the AirDog is gonna have to set crooked. But if I put it in this flat area, it'll be better. And the reason I can't put it this far forward on the outside of the frame, because it's hitting the body and the
back of the cab.
Yeah, the back of the cab, the fuel line will hit the back of the cab. So that's why we're putting it here. I think it'll look cleaner. The only downfall with putting it right here that I can see is if we ever chuck the drive shaft out, it might take a beating. But if the drive shaft is if it does break, it's probably gonna break back here. So it should avoid it, but
well, and we have never had a drive shaft.
We haven't.
break.
I'm just pointing out the obvious. No. Where's the bolts?
You got them in your butt.
They're not in my butt.
Are you keystering them? Saving those for later?
Yeah. That's what I'm doing. Okay, here. So we need the second set of holes. Okay, so I'm gonna be in charge of that guy. Hold him.
Okay. Look out.
Yeah, you're holding it real good. turkey.
I ain't got much to hold on to.
You got you flustered about me keystering the bolts.
Yeah.
All right, don't let go of it.
I'm trying not to.
We're done.
Lock wash. Do you need a lock wash on that?
I got a lock washer. You can say a lock wash?
Yeah.
What's a lock wash?
A lock wash.
Lock washer. All right. I have...
Everything is a styrofoam. Here's your lock wash.
Go get some wrenches and we'll tighten this thing up.
Yeah.
All right, so the AirDog is mounted up and now it's time to run the fuel lines to the engine and to the tank and do the return lines. Earlier, if you guys are familiar with the 12 valve, you'll have your fuel filter and everything set in here, the factory fuel filter, which we removed that. We removed the factory lift pump and blocked it off with a 454 blocking plate because we won't be using the mechanical pump at all. So right here is where the fuel is gonna run into the pump. So just gonna simply take this dude here off. You see the fuel coming out of her. We'll remove this hard line here. And now, we won't be using this one at all. We'll get one of these quick fittings. It's got an O-ring on it. I'm just gonna simply, well, that's the wrong one, hold on.
We'll be waiting.
Here, got this one. You just screw it on there. I went to screw that on, I'm like, you know what? That should have an O-ring on it. And I was right. There we go.
Is that a wash?
So it's a washer, but it's got like an O-ring slipped inside of it. See it? That rubber. Mm-hmm. So that'll give that a nice seal. Simply put him in there. So this thing runs, what's that? I think a 1/2 inch line. I might have to get different. Yeah. Get a different wrench for that. So here's what we're doing. Hannah can show you this. This is
Hang
our...
on, your phone's being stupid. There we go.
So there's the AirDog, and this is the way we got it set, like that. So we're going to the engine, and then the inlet is going to be the tank, of course. So this piece here is the piece that we just installed. All right, snugged up. All right, so if you look at this picture, it's got a 90 quick fitting to go into 1/2 inch. So that's what this is right here. This is just going to be a quick connect that just clips onto there, 90 to feed it back to the tank or to the AirDog. So we're going to take this guy, shove it into this 1/2 inch line. This 1/2 inch line is provided with the kit. What I usually like to do is heat this up a little bit and shove that on there because, yeah, you might think you can just shove that on there, but it gets a little tight. So we'll heat it up and shove it on there, and you don't have to put, since it's got those barb fittings, you don't have to do no hose clamps or nothing. It'll stay.
That's wild.
What?
No hose clamps? That's all you need?
Yep. That'll just shove right on there. You just want to make it go bottom out or whatever, or hit that face right there. So now I'll feed this from the bottom of the truck up. Mm-hmm. And then once you see it, if you want, you can go ahead and plug it into this. Just snap it on there when you see it.
Here it comes. Hang on.
Can you reach it?
Yeah.
All right. Yep, just clip it on. You'll hear it click. Keep going.
Well, try it.
There you go.
That's it?
Yep. Okay. It's so easy, a Hannah can do it. Next up, we gotta do the return line. This is gonna be a return fitting that they provide us with. Return line is gonna be this guy here, and also this hard line here. So all we gotta do on that is put this T in there. It's got a washer on the bottom that sticks in there like that. That's gonna screw in there. Now we'll just cut this hose
To fit it.
fit in there.
And that was a original hose.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this goes in the return. The return's also right here. Oh, that's not.
You're gonna show them.
Yeah, right here. So this is what you're seeing over here. So we just gotta cut it off.
Watch your hands.
This needs a hose clamp, so I got a hose clamp, put him on here.
You gonna cut it too short?
Nah, it ain't too short. Just, well, barnacles. This thing is being stupid. Alright. It's on there. Finally. Holy smokes. Tighten that up and worked up a sweat on that. That ain't going nowhere. All right, so I'm gonna have to get me, this can come on around like that.
And what goes on the other side?
So another like 3/8 hose, and this, it'll feed back to the tank. So this will end up, so what's happening here is the AirDog is fueling up the injection pump, and the truck's using what it can, but what it can't use is coming to the return and coming this way. But see this line here, this is also leftover fuel from the injectors, and it's teeing down in here, and this line will go back to the tank. So that fuel just keep getting circled pretty much.
Do we have enough room to run the line over there?
Yeah, we'll figure it out here in a bit. I'll have to go get a 3/8 fuel line, and we can snake it down through there, go right through that hole, and drop it down in there. We'll tighten everything up here in a bit. All right, so there's that. So now what we gotta do, we're getting to the point we need a fuel tank. If you guys remember right, we shortened the truck up. We don't have, it's not gonna be able to carry its original tank. I have a tank in mind. It's in the back lot that I've taken out of another project, and I thought, hey, that's a pretty cool tank. But it's gonna have to take some modifying to make it work. So I guess we're at the point now we can run to the junkyard now that it's not raining and grab that fuel tank. Back here in my beautiful junkyard.
Gosh, it's gorgeous.
I got a fuel tank that is a toolbox, and I've been saving it. Not necessarily for this project, but I'm like, that would be pretty good for this project. So, come on.
You remind me of, I've been saving that for you. I've been saving that for you.
Farted right into my butthole.
I have been. I've been saving. Hey, there's me a seat. What's this seat out of? Yeah, that's another project.
Gosh.
Right here. Don't judge my junkyard mess.
They probably ain't, but I am.
So, this is a toolbox fuel tank. You fill it up here. We're gonna have to modify it a little bit, maybe. I don't know. I guess first thing, I mean, you think this will look fine there?
Well, I don't know why it wouldn't.
Cute little guy.
Yeah.
I don't know how many gallons this thing is. I don't know, but guess let's go throw this on Wild Bill, and this will work for now.
Oh, snake.
What?
I'm just kidding.
We are back. Got my tank up here. So it is a 24-gallon capacity tank.
That's pretty good.
I thought that was pretty good. More than I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm guessing this over here, I don't know if you can see in here, right? So, this one right here, I think this was the fuel pickup tube right here. So, what I'm thinking is on this AirDog, they send you this straw so it sucks fuel from the bottom. And we have to cut it to fit. I'm not sure what this is. I don't know if that was a return. I'm not sure why it's up that high. Unless that was the vent. I'm not sure what that was. So, I got a game plan. We just got to get to it. I thought about drilling a hole down here for a drain. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know yet. Just trial and error on this thing. I don't really know what other tank I would run. We got a hole?
Nope, we just see your armpit.
Safety first today. Man, that's ripe.
Yeah, golly.
Yeah, you smell it?
Yeah.
You don't ever want to start cutting on an empty tank. So we always want to keep it filled up, but we'll flush it a couple times, fill it up, do all of our modifications up top, and just be safe about it, and we'll keep trucking.
Putting water in both tanks. This one's for you, Joe. I only drink water.
I will give it to her on that. She only drinks water. Is that my wiring harness? Oh, it is. Woo! Oh, 14 circuit. It is here. We'll have to do that here in a bit. So we gotta head to Royal King, grab some hardware to finish our fuel tank. Got a game plan. I'm thinking that higher up piece is the vent, so I'm gonna leave it alone. So we need put a 1/2-inch bung and a 3/8 bung in that thing. And I think we're on the, I don't know what where I'm trying to go. Right track. That's what we're. We're on something. I didn't document going to Royal King and getting fittings. I thought about it, but man, it is a disaster. They just throw like all their fittings just on the shelf, so it was a real cluster. But we're at Walmart, and the reason we're at Walmart is we had some people along the way donate money strictly for the baby. So we're putting it to use. We're buying a baby crib. I guess we're gonna, I don't even know what kind of baby crib to buy. I guess
I don't either.
one that holds a baby. Yeah, they have that one.
I don't know. There we go. All right, well, I just got out in the garage. I was doing laundry, putting stuff away, and I was coming out to the garage, and he was coming into the house to tell on himself.
Still alive.
Yeah, he still got all his hair. He ain't a naked mole rat.
Apparently.
He still got all his hair. He ain't a naked mole rat. He still got all his hair. He ain't a naked mole rat. He still got all his hair. He ain't a naked mole rat. He still got all his hair. He ain't a naked mole rat. He still got all his hair. He ain't a naked mole rat. He still got all his hair. He ain't a naked mole rat. He still got all his hair. He ain't a naked mole rat. He still got all his hair. He ain't a naked mole rat. He still got all his hair. He ain't a naked mole rat. He still got all his hair. He ain't a naked mole rat. He still got all his hair. He ain't a naked mole rat. He still got all his hair. He ain't a naked mole rat. He still got all his hair. He ain't a naked mole rat. He still got all his hair. He ain't a naked mole rat. He still got all his
there was a little gas on top.
Apparently, it still had fumes in it.
I had water in it. You guys seen that, so I didn't explode. So in my head, I'm like, yep, doing the right thing. But I guess the gas traveled up and was on the floor. And if you're wondering, what are you doing with the grinder and cutting the top off? Well, it had a straw down in there, the original intake. It had a suction straw in it, but I want to run the AirDog suction straw. This one, because it's bigger. So I drilled the top of it out, and that straw, the metal straw, is down in the tank. I have a magnet, so I'm fishing with it with the magnet. The magnet broke off in the tank too. So what I think I'm gonna do now is, that's what I was doing. I'm gonna try to cut a like 4x8 square out of the top of the tank on that side. And then when I do that, I can reach my hand in there and grab the straw and grab my magnet, weld that up, trying to be as safe as I can. I know some of you
seen that.
I know some of you guys are like, Corey, you need to be smarter. You got a baby on the way. I was being smarter. I mean, I still got the water running, and it just pushed the gas up and did that. It did burn my leg hair a little bit. The bad part is the stupid forklift when it started. I'm like, but anyways, even if I got that piece cut out, the garage is flooded.
It's starting to come.
I showed him that, yeah.
Oh, okay, so he just squeegeed the
Some of
floor.
it. Well, and I can't weld standing in, there ain't much water up here, but the floor is wet from the water hose now, so I'll probably end up electrocuting myself next. So I think that's going to call it good for now. We'll regroup next Wednesday, and we're going to put the baby crib together, and that'll give me something safe to do.
It's perfect.
It fits.
No, we're not going to show you all the room because we ain't done. But this is definitely, this wall is done, and it's the coolest wall there is. So,
Yeah. This has been our, when we're not vehicling, we're remodeling a bedroom.
yeah, when we're not filming, this is what we've been working on. Corey was like, I want my room to look like this. So,
Yeah.
Corey can
I'll be in
stay
there.
in here anytime you want.
There we go. Oh yeah, so check out this sign we just picked up. Beauties and Beaters. That's a neat, it's a neat sign. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so.
Shannon did a great job designing it. And then Michael Signs did a really good job at,
Printing it.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Minnie, you gonna go check it out? You approve? She's like, where's she going?
I don't know. Being nosy.
I don't know. All right. Well, anyways, we're helping out with our church with a car show. We named it Beauties and Beaters. Saturday, May 31st. You guys can see this in Bedford, Indiana. Hope to see you there. But for now, that is farewell for us. So
Yeah, we just went back in the garage after putting the crib together. Tried to see if it cleared out, and it did not. So it's going to be a farewell for us for now.
well, all right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. What?
Cliff is probably like, just get this
Yeah.
outro over with.
Anyways, at least we got the shifter working in Wild Bill. I would have liked to put the fuel tank in it, but it is still
Yeah,
very...
but you got the shifter, the steering. The fuel tank is a minor setback right now. Just waiting for that to clear out, the garage to dry up. It's always something. And we really only have like 2 days to film together for you guys. I know a lot of you probably don't know that, but I do work the other days and just busy. So we only have 2 days to really film for you all.
Yeah, so at least we got a little bit done. I think the shifter is going to work out. I think that all looks good. So we'll move on to the fuel tank next week. But this Sunday, we're going to take you guys along with us to Sneedville, Tennessee. We went there. We got a little bit of coverage there.
Corey got to drive a race car.
I did get to drive a race car. So we'll have that Sunday. So I guess Sunday at 6 we'll have that posted.
And I will say a special thank you to everyone we got to talk to and meet, and those of you who got merch from us and just spent your time talking to us.
Speaking of merch, we have new merch
yeah.
available. I forgot. That's why we were out here. I got a different shirt on because the Grumman has its own shirt. We told you guys that. We only had them at the shows. They are officially on the website. So if you want a shirt, go over to CoreyWheatCustoms.com, grab you a shirt, and we have shop shirts. Most of the time, you guys see me in the black shirt with the teal logo. It is on the website right now, so grab that while you can. We have a bunch of shirts, but I've been slacking, and we're out of a lot of sizes, so I'm trying to get back up on that. So grab a shirt while you can.
Anyways, oh, and we have some hats we'll be uploading too.
Maybe if I get that far. We'll try to get the hats on there.
Okay, but anyways, I know Corey's hand is hurting, so I just want to say a special thank you to everyone who has liked, commented, and subscribed, and just watching us. We appreciate you guys. We couldn't do this without you. You guys are the reason that we just keep going. So a special thank you to every one of you.
Absolutely. So I guess we'll see you guys Sunday. If we don't see you guys Sunday, we'll see you Wednesday. So don't forget to
Like, comment, and subscribe.